What is going on today, YouTube? I'm coming at you with a brand new video, an unboxing video actually, of a product that I got in the mail today. I'm doing this video really because before I bought the product, I looked here on YouTube to try to find a video and I couldn't find one. So I'm like, oh snap, all right, I'll just do one myself then. So here we go, let's get into it, shall we? So today, I bought for my firearm a brand new Optics from Springfield called the Hex Wasp. And the thing looks pretty badass. So let's have a look at it. So, this is the package that it came in, which I actually think is pretty cool. It's got obviously the Hex logo, and then it's got the little wasp like icon there, if you can see that. And then it kind of outlines some product information a little bit there. And again, they have the little wasp icon. And then the red dot itself in this mounted kind of yellow background container. And I don't know if you can quite see it, but there is the little wasp symbol is actually on the red dot itself. Kind of bring that up there a little bit. See that little bit of a reflection there from the plastic. It is plastic on there. Anyway, I thought that the packaging's pretty cool. To be honest with you, I only own one firearm. It's my Hellcat that I bought from Springfield. This is it right here. Magazine out. Just in case you're wondering, I'm running closed blind round for the first one, and then second one is Hornady critical defense, and it's like that all the way down, one after the other. But there's the mag. Here's the firearm unloaded, in case you're wondering. I got these cool grips from Handle It. Yeah, I know, I just zinged myself there with the barrel of the gun, but as you can see, as I already showed you, it's unloaded. So anyway, there's my firearm that I got from Springfield. It's my EDC. I carry it every single day. And I ordered the OSP version when I got it because I knew that I was eventually going to want to put an optic on it. Or at least I wanted to have the option. I wasn't quite sure, but I wanted to have the option. I do like the U-dot sights there that Springfield came out with. Those are really awesome. I was going to do an unboxing of the Hellcat, but man, there's like a million of them on YouTube, so I was like, forget it. Anyway, back to the Optic. Here we go. I waited a whole month for this in the mail. But I finally got it today, so and I have not opened it, so let's have a look. I actually was waiting to do this video before I even opened it up, so let's have a peek and see what it looks like. Pull this little plastic tab off here. Don't freak out, I'm gonna rotate the camera a little bit down, kind of like this. Get my ugly grill out of the way. There we go. So, anyway, let's kind of go through this. So, you know what? Let me tilt this down just a little bit. There we go. Sorry, guys. Doing this on one take, no editing. That's what we want, right? One shot, one kill, baby. All right, here we go. Let's check this thing out. Let me turn this around. See if we can get into it here. I am super excited about this. I've been waiting a whole month. I don't know if you're like me, but when you order something and then you're like waiting for it and waiting for it, and you're like, oh my God, when is it gonna come? Right? All right, cool. Let's see what we got in the bottom here. Looks like we got a couple of Allen wrenches. Probably one of them's probably for the plate on the Hellcat. And then the other one looks like it's for the Optic itself. I'm not sure yet, so I guess we'll have to find out. my little fancy Springfield mat here. I don't know if you can see that, but it's Hellcat cleaning mat. And then what else we got? Got a couple of mounting screws right there. Let's see here. Got a couple more mounting screws. Number 632 and an M4. And we got the battery. Not sure exactly what these are. To be honest, guys, I'm not a gun guy per se. I used to have firearms, and I got rid of them. I did 2 tours overseas, but I'm not necessarily a gun guy. But then I did buy a EDC firearm, which is my Hellcat. Let's see about, we got this other little, obviously this must be for your determining your windage, right, and elevation. Getting that red dot sight just perfect. It looks like this, it's a little wheel to dial in the optic. And we got the optic itself again, mounted with these 2 little plastic screws in here. Let's take those off. Did they come off? Oh, they got a little nut. I stand corrected. They're not screws. They're little bolts. Screws with little nuts. Bolts and nuts. Bolts and nuts. Kind of pain in the ass. But I guess you ain't stealing it. I did order this online, right, from Hex website itself. I was going to check the local military surplus store, but I knew they weren't going to have one, and then I confirmed that today on my way home, because I stopped in there to see if they had any Loctite. Not only did they not have any Loctite, but they also did not have one of these Hex Wasps either. Okay, so it looks like we got the battery compartment on the bottom side here. So that's what we look like. The battery compartment. Clearly this is all open. It's a little weird. I kind of figured there might be like a little cap or something, but I guess since it does sit down over the top of the slide, it is covered. Just set this down here. Get rid of these little fasteners. Here's the instruction manual. Battery installation. The battery compartment is located on the underside of the optic. Insert the provided battery with positive side facing outward by inserting the battery and making contact first with the side terminal lead, and then gently pressing down, seating the battery until flush with the underside of the sight. The dot should be on and visible. Note, the Wasp operates in an always-on condition and does not manually or automatically power off. That's right, this sight is an always-on sight. And it also has a light sensor, which is right here. I don't know if you can quite see that. Oh yeah, you can see it. It's right there. It's that it's that little tiny dot right there. And that is the light sensor that adjusts the brightness automatically. Let's see it. This also says a note on installation. The Wasp uses the common Springfield micro footprint. Be aware of possible differences in manufacturers' optics ready pistol slide attachment methods. and screw specifications, screw thread pitch, length, head geometry, etc. So it's talking about not just this site, but other sites. Note, after installation of your optic, test fire to verify proper function. And using the provided T10 6-point key, remove the 2 screws that retain the OSP plate, Hex 41. Okay, so let's try that. So here we go. Here's my Hellcat, unloaded already. We went over that. A little screwdriver. I'm gonna just pull this out. Now they did provide a T10 Allen wrench right here, but I'm gonna forego that. I got my little screwdriver right here, and we're just gonna undo this, kind of see how it goes. I have not ever, take my shades off here, taken this plate off. Okay, so that's what we got right here. This is what it looks like with the plate taken off. Let's get a little rag here. I'm just going to clean this off a little bit. Excuse me while I just reach over. Okay, so there's that. Now let's see. I'm not sure exactly which screws to use here, so I just want to see what this says. Install the Wasp to the OSP pocket using the provided M4.0.7 screws, not the 2 screws removed in step 2. So we are not using these 2 screws, and I can kind of see why they, I don't know if you can see this or not, my big meat claws here, but they're pretty tiny little screws. They're not very long, so I don't think that they would really secure the sight down. Here's the plate. Oops. Get that out of the way. The M4 0.7 screws. Recommended torque value is 15 inches per pound. No additional thread locking compound is required, as it has already been pre-applied to the screws. And that's true. You can see this tiny little bit of blue thread lock on there. Probably can't see it on my camera. Oh yeah, you can. It's right there. You can see it. Actually, I did pick up some thread lock, but apparently I won't be needing this. I'll just get that out of the way. Just make sure I go through this, reassemble the pistol, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Okay, I guess that's it. I guess we don't need those. All right, so let's put the battery in. So it said to make contact with the side lead and then to gently press it flush. So here's the battery. Positive side out, obviously, is what it's telling you, and that's, you know, standard procedure for these type of batteries. So we're gonna make contact with the side lead, which is obviously this one right here, right? You can see that little side lead right there. So we're gonna make contact with that one first, press it in, then gently press this down flush, right? And then this should be on. And it is. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this, but yeah, I don't think so. Oh, right there. There it is. And it doesn't look very bright on camera, but I can assure you that it's much brighter than that. Just by kind of looking at this right now here, it's pretty visible. Now I'm just checking this thing out kind of for the first time here. You know, this is pretty cool little red dot. Now, I haven't had a red dot before. I'm just kind of an average Joe when it comes to owning firearms. Like I said, I did do 2 tours overseas, so I'm not unfamiliar with firearms, trust me. I do like it how it has this little hood that extends beyond the glass. That's a pretty nice feature, because I can see how it would protect the face of the glass from getting messed up or scratched. It's really, it feels like it's really made out of sturdy construction. I know it's made out of really great aluminum. It also has these, I don't know if you can quite see this or not. I don't know if it'll focus. It has these little serrations on the inside. Right here and right along the inside here. And that apparently reduces glare. Those little serrations, those little lines that go all the way across. Apparently when you look at that, that reduces the glare. The other really cool thing that I like about this sight, that I'm glad I waited to buy an optic for my pistol, and these just luckily came out, is the groove, right? That groove they got cut right in there, which is really nice because that allows you to co-witness your iron sights on your firearm, which you never know, right? The battery life on this thing is supposed to last for 2 years, but who knows? That might be bullshit, right? I mean, you might need this thing and draw it out, and the battery's not operating, right? It's a malfunction. Well, boom. At least you got your little groove there that you can co-witness the U-dot sight, right? Your backup, right? Always have a contingency plan, people. Always. So that's another thing that I really like about this sight, because me personally, I'm really into versatility. So having it be set up like that is just really perfect for me. And then of course, it's got the little wasp icon on there, which is pretty cool. And then it's got the little Hex, logo right there, which is also pretty cool. That's pretty blurry, you can't really see that, but sorry for my crappy camera angles. And then it does have, your adjustment, windage and elevation adjustment right there. So, okay, so now, having checked all that out, having it on, so making sure it's still on here, and it is. Okay, so let's open these little screws up. Uno, dos. And then let's see about putting this thing on. Let's see how this thing fits on here, first of all. Oh yeah, it just goes right on there. Smooth as butter. And the holes line up perfectly, which of course they do because it's made by Springfield, for Springfield, so. Okay, let's see about getting these on here. Whenever I tighten stuff up that has multiple screws, I always go a little bit, and then I go a little bit on the other one, go like halfway, and then I go like halfway, just to make sure that when it gets seated nice and level. It doesn't get seated lopsided, or one side gets screwed down too quickly than the other. Now, it did have a torque setting. I do not have a torque screwdriver, so I'm just kind of gonna tighten them up. I feel like it's pretty good. Obviously, you want this thing pretty tight. I mean, you're gonna be firing rounds out of it, right, bro? So you don't want it to be loosey-goosey and coming off there in the middle of a damn gunfight, right? You know what I'm saying? So it wants to be, I'd say, even a little bit more than snug. If you got a torque screwdriver, then good on you. I don't have that, so I'm just gonna go with my feel. I feel like that's pretty damn good right there. I'm pretty excited. I've waited for this thing for a whole month. And I have been waiting to get an optic for my pistol. So I'm pretty damn excited about this. So check this thing out. Pretty damn sexy, right? Look at this thing. Got the co-witness with the sights. See that? And you've got the red dot right there. You can see that or not. It looks like it needs to be adjusted. Whether or not it's adjusted right out of the gate, it probably isn't, but it might be. I just want to take a quick look here and just kind of see where that is. Yeah, I mean, to me, it looks like it needs to come down, for sure. So, let's see here. I mean, obviously I need to go out and put some rounds through it to make sure, but I mean, it's pretty high just right now. Just by looking at it, I can't even really get a bead on it. Just want to have a quick look here and see if I can get this. I'm just going to take this down just a tiny little bit. Yeah, that thing is definitely got to get adjusted. No doubt about it. Just see what the adjustment on here says. Windage and elevation. Zeroing the wasp. As an additional graded dial tool is provided to help facilitate zero adjustment. Insert the graduated dial tool onto the included 1.5 millimeter hex wrench. The distance from one hash mark to the next is the equivalent of moving the dot a ½ inch at 25 yards. To save time and ammunition when zeroing your wasp, use the following technique outlined may be helpful for you. Yeah. I think it needs to be adjusted a little bit to the right here. quick little peek. It's probably way off now, but it looks closer. So there you have it, people. The Springfield Hellcat with the Hex Wasp mounted in place. Pretty nice little EDC setup, no question about it. It's really flush right here. The other thing I really like about this is that now, right? Get a racket. You need to rack it real quick. Boom, right? And use that shroud there and not be messing with the glass. And the glass is also really nice glass, right? And supposedly scratch resistant as well. So there you have it. The unboxing of the Hex Wasp and my thoughts about it. I think that it's pretty bad. I like it. I'm definitely liking it. Obviously, I got to take it out, put some rounds through it in my backyard here, make sure that it's zeroed, because it definitely is not zeroed right now. That's for sure. But that is something that I will do in just a little bit. So there you go. Put your comments and your questions, if you have any, down below. And I thank you for having a look at my video. And hopefully it was helpful to you. In case you were also wondering about buying a Optic for your Hellcat. And we're interested in getting the Wasp, because like I said, I didn't see any other YouTube videos on here about it, so there you go. Thanks for watching my vid, and I will see you in the next one.